Sometimes I ask them if they think it's dangerous doing what they're doing, if they're worried about things, and they'll laugh it off, and that just pisses me off.
Right. And then you go ahead and you kill them.
Yeah.
Today, we're diving deep into a disturbing piece of radio history. For those who might not be familiar with The Howard Stern Show, it was a radio show that started in 1986 and still runs today. Renowned for its brazen humor, candid views, and exaggerated segments, it's been a staple of American radio and pop culture. But something happened on the morning of August 13th, 1997 that rattled even the most seasoned listeners. A man who wished to only be referred to as Clay phoned into the show, and his claim is that he confessed to the murders of more than a dozen sex workers in the New Orleans area. Now naturally, Howard and his co-host Robin were skeptical at first, and they probed Clay to find out more information. The original audio of this chilling conversation runs for 17 minutes.
All right, I got a guy on the phone who claims he's been killing prostitutes and he's wondering why he's doing it.
Oh, God.
So maybe he thinks I have an answer. Is this Ed? Ed?
No, this isn't Ed.
Oh.
You haven't killed any prostitutes?
No, I never said my name was Ed.
Oh.
Oh. Sorry.
That's okay.
What name do you use?
You can call me Clay.
Clay?
Clay?
Yes, Clay. Okay, Clay. So what happened? How many prostitutes have you killed?
12.
And you're wondering why you do it?
I have a pretty good idea.
Why? Did your mom beat you? Did your mom spank you?
Was your mom a prostitute?
No. Actually, nothing like that.
What is it then?
I think I just do it for the sense of the power.
Right. Do you have sex with them first?
Yes, and
And then what, you strangle them?
once.
How else did you kill them?
Well, a few times, actually most times with a hammer.
Stern may be a shock jock radio host, but his experience and skill as an interviewer really became apparent here. Just a minute in, Stern begins asking casual questions about Clay's MO. He immediately asked Clay if he had intercourse with his victims. And when Clay answers yes, it gives investigators cause to search for biological DNA evidence that might lead to a string of unsolved cases and link them together.
And where do you do this primarily?
I've done it twice in a parking garage, and then the rest of the times on the side of the road.
And you're from the New Orleans area?
Yes.
And how, I mean, what do you beat them to death with a hammer?
Man.
That usually only takes once, and
Dude, you got to have a lot of anger in you.
yes.
Man.
Well, why do you need to feel so powerful?
He's got some issue with women, but like some shrink's got to look into it. It's not even worth. I mean, you might as well just kill yourself if you've killed 15 people. And that means you're heartless. Did you used to kill small animals?
No, I've killed a rat.
Yeah. See, a lot of guys start out killing kittens for some reason.
Yeah, they kill something before they start with humans.
If my kid like killed a kitten or something cute, I'd probably just, figure, well, this is it. They're going to be serial killers.
Kill them.
Dude, you're a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And you get away with it, I guess, because they're hookers, and so far nobody's... What?
Is this Howard?
Yeah. Hello? Hello?
I didn't know this was Howard.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Howard.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've never killed a kitten.
Really?
Never killed any small animal except a rat?
Yeah, rat's okay.
Well,
Rats, I don't mind you killing.
But how'd you kill him?
a rat?
Stepped on his head, I bet.
We had a big flood a couple of years ago, and it's not actually a rat, it's called a nutria rat. And I clubbed it to death. It got in the kitchen at my work.
So how old were you when you killed your first woman?
16.
And you must be a powerful kind of guy, big guy.
I wasn't then.
Right. And when you killed your first one, did you go in there knowing you were going to kill her, or it just sort of happened?
I knew I really had it planned out. I wanted to do the whole sending clues.
Right.
Oh, yeah, are you in...
to baffle people, but it turned out no one noticed for a long time.
Right. Like you killed her on the side of the road?
That was the parking garage.
Okay. And then what'd you do with the body? You dumped that somewhere?
Yeah, actually, I think she's probably one of the ones that they found.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's quite a bit happening here. So to start off, Stern seems to be driving the discussion, baiting Clay with leading prompts, attempting to trigger his narcissistic desire to monopolize the storyline and provoke Clay into impulsively correcting him with truthful details.
But let me ask you something. You were sending clues that you were going to do this?
No, I was.
He was going to like
doing that.
He was going to leave like a note for the newspapers, and
But you decided not to.
He didn't want to be famous or draw attention to himself. But the problem is,
that's what I wanted to do. But
but you did, but no one noticed the clues.
I never sent the clues. I never left anything. I wanted to have my own little signature.
Right.
I wanted a thumb paint.
Oh,
with their thumbs.
Oh, really?
What do you want to do?
Thumb paint with their thumbs.
Thumb paint what, though?
I don't know.
Oh, anything. It was in a comic book a couple of years ago. Just seemed like a good idea.
Like you take the girl you killed, you dip her thumbs in paint, and then you do like a thumb painting?
Yes.
On a piece of paper?
Yeah.
Now, after you kill somebody, do you play with the body?
Actually, the closest I've ever done to that is I always make sure I pay them and I make sure they keep their money.
Oh, really?
When they're still alive, but with one of them I did put the money in a compromising place.
I see.
But that was this one. It had a penis.
Oh, really?
It was a guy.
Yeah, I didn't know at first.
So do you ever get? Do you think the reason you're so angry is because you were abused or something?
No, I wasn't abused, Howard.
Where's your family?
You got a wife?
I mean, you got a mom, a dad, a wife, children. You got any of that?
I've got a couple of kids, but
no wife.
Not married to the mother.
You're a white guy?
Yeah, Howard, that's pretty funny because the only suspect they had when they started finding the bodies was a black police officer.
Oh.
Turns out one of them was associated with them.
Oh, really?
This casual comment would eventually turn into one of the most intriguing and controversial facets of the case, but more on that later.
Are you on drugs?
I've done acid a few times.
So,
but nothing heavy.
So after you killed the first 60-year-old, like you finished. No,
I was 16.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
She was.
All right. So you finished with your sexual gratification, and then you.
Not always, no.
Not always. You don't even want to get laid sometimes.
No,
You just want to kill.
I'm just bored.
Right.
But does the killing sexually satisfy you in some way?
I can't believe Ed McMahon's not laughing.
I've eaten off thinking about it later.
Yeah.
What do you say?
That's about it.
He's pleasured himself thinking about it later.
Oh, he has. Okay. Now, how far apart are these murders? Like, do you murder and then, like, you feel satisfied for a while?
I don't even understand why I do it, Howard. I don't know if I ever get any satisfaction.
But how often?
Together anywhere was the same night.
Really?
You killed two people in the same night?
Yeah, but I went to Mississippi for the second one.
So there's no pattern to how many weeks or days between murders?
No.
Are these mostly white chicks or black chicks?
A fair number of them have been black. The transvestite was black.
You think there's some racial motivation here?
No, Howard. They were just, let's just say a Jimmy Swaggart town.
Jimmy Swaggart town.
Don't know what that means.
Me neither, but...
That's pretty much the area around here where the prostitutes all hang out.
I see.
See here, Clay mentions Jimmy Swaggart, a well-known Pentecostal televangelist. And at the time, Swaggart's ministries were based in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a city where over half the population is black. Could Clay's reference to a Jimmy Swaggart town be a reference to Baton Rouge?
And it's just whoever comes up to you. You don't pick a certain type?
I don't even approach them. I wait for them to approach me, Robin.
So that's like them asking for it.
Do you ever, like, look into their eyes and go, gee, these people were just children at one point, and maybe they just had a tough life?
I've let a couple go.
You have? Like, what happened? You're in the middle of killing them, and then they what do they say? Why would you let one go and kill the other?
There was this one.
Go ahead.
I think she was probably really new to it.
Yeah.
There was just something about her. Maybe she reminded me of my fiance, but...
Right. You somehow relate...
More of an innocent quality.
You somehow felt bad for her.
Yeah.
And you have a fiance, so you're planning to get married?
No.
He had one.
He had one.
No. If I wouldn't be a suspect, believe me, she'd
But let me ask you, why'd you did you start to kill her and then, like you said, forget it? Or you just never
No,
even...
not even.
You just had sex. You just had sex with her and then you let her go.
I didn't even have sex with her, Howard.
Well, that's weird. Now that's weird.
I mean, he just really felt sorry for them.
I don't know what she was doing what she was doing, but...
Are you a big fat mess?
But she got off lucky.
Are you a big fat mess, or are you like a fairly good-looking guy?
I'm not a big fat mess. I wouldn't call myself good-looking. I don't know what I'd call myself, Howard.
Right.
Do you have a decent job and all that stuff?
Sounds like a bright guy.
Not decent like you have.
Yeah, well, we got ridiculous jobs.
You can't get these.
I don't even know that I'd call this a job. You know what I mean? This is not a normal
It's a
job.
made-up job.
Yeah, this is a job that's totally useless. You know what I mean? Like, nobody really needs it.
It's a scam.
To me, a job is like something like, a UPS driver is a job. All right.
Not now.
Thank you, Ed.
Maybe this is a UPS driver.
Ed laughs, but he has no job either. All right, this is always
but you
weird.
do work every day and stuff like that.
This is always weird, but I'm bringing, at least we can sort of get into the mind of a guy who serial kills. I think he's 100% on the level. So you killed your first woman.
When was the last time you killed?
It's been a few months.
Right.
Actually, it's been going on a year.
You're like the Boston Strangler, man. Maybe I should option your story. So, what do you think you're going to do? Do you think you're going to kill yourself? Do you think that
Are you going to kill again?
Can you stop this?
If I killed myself, I'd miss the next Batman movie.
Right. You don't want to do that.
No.
As a fan.
Actually, I'd actually kill myself to miss
why
that.
would you want to stay for that?
No, but in all seriousness, I mean, do you think that you could control this? Do you think you can stop?
I think I have been.
Oh, you have been for the last couple of months.
A year he hasn't killed.
Oh, a year?
Yeah.
Almost.
So why do you think you stopped killing all of a sudden?
I really don't know, Howard. Part of it had to do with my car broke down.
Oh, no transportation.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously? That's the reason?
Well, that was the reason for a month, but after that, I guess it was all self-control.
Wow.
Oh.
But
So you don't want to do this anymore?
No, he wants to do it, but he's controlling himself. Like, you want to kill women, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And what do you like? Do you enjoy seeing them struggle as you kill them?
Actually, none of them really struggle.
Do you hit them from behind, or do they see it coming?
I can't get inside their minds, but let's just say I hit them.
But, I mean, are you facing them?
Yeah.
Oh, so you can see their face and everything when you do it.
Yeah. The worst I've ever gotten was, one tried to grab my neck. I've never gotten any of the claw marks or anything that are, dead giveaways.
Right, you must be very powerful.
I wouldn't call myself powerful, maybe, intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose this method?
I didn't, Robin. Like I told you, I really wanted to cut things up, mail things, send clues.
No, she means why did you use a hammer? You think you...
Because it was in a book I read.
Oh.
Well, everything's come from
Cartoons
somebody
and...
else.
Yeah. When's the last time you got laid?
Last week, Howard.
Oh, yeah, so you didn't kill that girl.
No.
Because she wasn't a hooker.
No.
Right.
It's only hookers, though.
A lot of serial killers are only into hookers because they know, A,
Easy.
probably won't get caught, and B, they have some kind of anger toward hookers. Like, did you think your mom was a hooker or something?
No, Howard.
Your parents married and stay together and the whole thing?
Yeah.
Church-going people?
That'll do it.
Well, one of them, but...
Yeah. Religious fanatics give birth to the most serial killers because they're so repressed.
Yeah.
So there's no way I'm going to talk you into giving yourself up or anything, right?
No.
I shouldn't even waste my time. I know I'm going to get calls after this and people are going to go, Howard, how come you didn't catch him?
Has anybody ever been close to catching you?
No. Actually, someone... Once when it was in the newspaper, someone joked to me, I know it was you, but, well, they were joking.
Right.
Yeah.
You think you might be gay?
I hope not.
Right, maybe a repressed homosexual? Were you ever molested?
No.
Do you have a lot of tattoos?
I don't have any tattoos. I wouldn't do that to myself.
Right.
And do you get high before you do this?
I've gotten pretty drunk before.
Yeah.
Little ammo.
The lame one.
Relax that sphincter. Well, I got to say, I wish you would die, but, what can I tell you? Maybe this is sort of good that you're talking about it with me, and maybe it'll keep you under, like maybe I can't get you to turn
Maybe
yourself
it's
in.
like a valve, and he'll be able to go another year or something.
Yeah, but maybe somehow, you won't do it anymore.
What about your kids? You want them living in a world with people like you?
Hasn't really analyzed it that.
Anyway, I mean...
Yeah.
Kind of lonely, though. You can't tell anybody about this.
I'm the only guy you can... Am I the only guy you ever told about this?
Yeah.
Wow. I guess that's sort of an honor.
I've told a couple of women, Howard, but,
They're dead.
Yeah. Do you tell them first and then you kill them?
yeah.
What do you say to them? Let me hear...
Fun.
All right, let's see.
Every now and then you can play the running game if you're out in the middle of nowhere. We got a lot of the middle of nowhere down here.
Right. So, in other words, let's say you're with a woman, right? A hooker.
Yeah, Howard.
And you say to her, okay, honey, you just had sex and everything. What do you say to her to torment her? How do you break the news to her that she's going to die?
It really depends on my mood.
Just give us an example.
Well, if I wanted to, I could just say Baba Booey, but that would be pretty,
No, come on, be serious. What do you say to him?
I can say you're going to die.
And then what do they do?
I like to articulate a little more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I ask them if they think it's dangerous, doing what they're doing, if they're worried about things, and they'll laugh it off, and that just pisses me off.
Right. And then you go ahead and you kill him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
Well, now we've shed no light on this. We don't know how a serial killer is made, and we don't know how to catch him.
Yeah, well, you know what? All the experts don't know either, so... Well, here's a guy, just another story. He's out there.
It's just, it substantiates my theory. Did you get jealous of Cunanan? Is that why you're talking to us now?
No, actually, I was thinking about writing a musical about Andrew Cunanan, but...
Guy's a comedian, too.
Huh?
Guy's a... Hey, some psychologist is on the line. You want to talk to him?
Sure.
I mean, since you're looking for answers.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Robert?
How you doing, Howard?
Hey, man. Go ahead.
Just wondering, how long did this guy wet his bed when he was a young boy?
Are you serious, or are you just trying to make a joke?
No, I'm totally serious.
Did you wet your bed when you were a young boy?
No. Didn't do that at all. No. How about starting fires? Huh? How about starting fires? Sure. Yep.
You did start fires?
Yeah.
How old were you? How old were you when you?
For people to that get into serial killing to start fires, wet their bed when they're young. Along with the mutilation of little animals, but he said he didn't do that, so...
Right.
That's kind of something that was missing.
But fires was in your history, right?
You could say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of, it starts off as external ways of showing off their anger, and then they move on and go on to bigger and better things, I guess.
Wonder why this guy kills. Do you have any guess?
I don't know. I think you're right on with something with his family, his
Yeah,
childhood.
what's he so angry about?
Right.
Unfortunately, he's real angry, and he's out there hurting a lot of innocent women.
Yeah, what do I do with a guy like this? Just hang up and forget about it, or is there anything I can...
Depends on, Howard, what are you going to do? Of course, you're not going to, turn him in, but...
Well, I would, but I can't.
A lot of people would want to turn him in, but what can you do? You talk to him, try and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, all right. That's right. Then I'll probably just hang up. Okay.
Thanks a lot,
Howard.
Howard.
Thanks, man. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mr. Serial Killer.
Yeah, I mean...
Want to give us your name?
Yeah, I know I'm not going to get him to turn himself in. I've had calls from people who go, well, why didn't you do something? I go, well, what am I supposed to do? The guy's on the phone.
Crawl through the phone and get him?
Yeah. They were like, well, why don't you trace these calls? And I'm like, well, I don't have that equipment.
Yeah, what are we, the police?
I can't even get a phone system that works for air. Let alone a tracing thing. Oh, Jackie's back there bumming out.
First I wasn't buying it, but now I think I'd buy it.
Nah, I buy it. I bought that guy.
Sort of offhand attitude that you have to be a serial killer.
Nah, I buy it.
When he said Baba Booey, I was hoping he was going to break it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you horse-tooth jackass.
Right.
He snapped right back,
Yeah. No, I think he was the real deal. Tell you the truth.
After the call ended, the story of Clay the serial killer faded into obscurity. The FBI reportedly visited Howard Stern's studio the following day to obtain copies of the recording, and Stern never publicly mentioned the incident again. The call remained virtually absent from public discourse and even the internet for over 2 decades. In 2019, however, the call resurfaced after fans of Stern began posting about it on Reddit. The call had recently been re-aired on Sternthology, a show that features classic segments from Stern's radio career. True crime aficionados quickly picked up on the similarities between Clay's story and an unsolved cluster of homicides that made headlines nearly 3 decades prior.
Next, a serial killer may be stalking the streets of New Orleans.
The Storyville Slayer is the nickname given to an American serial killer who murdered at least 24 women in New Orleans between 1991 and 1996. You'll remember that Clay's call took place in 1997, and he claimed he hadn't killed for a year. The Slayer primarily targeted girls and women of African American descent between the ages of 17 and 42. Most were strangled, but some were beaten and drowned and then dumped in swamps, rivers, or canals bordering on the western shores of Lake Pontchartrain. Due to the isolated nature of the dump sites, these bodies were often left in water for weeks or even years, destroying any usable evidence. Some of the victims have never even been identified. A task force was formed in May of '95 by the New Orleans Police Department, in conjunction with surrounding parishes and the FBI, to investigate the series of killings. In August, Chief Richard Pennington announced that the prime suspect was 33-year-old Victor Gant, a police officer working in New Orleans. Gant had a relationship with 2 of the victims, Sharon Robinson and Karen Ivester. An FBI agent clarified that Gant was only a suspect in Robinson and Ivester's murders, and that there was no evidence linking him to any of the other killings. Could this be the falsely accused officer Clay referenced in his call? Many articles today suggest that Clay is actually convicted murderer Russell Elwood, arrested in March of '98 for the murder of Cheryl Lewis. Her naked body was discovered in a Hanville swamp, face down, in February of '93, about 25 miles from where Sharon Robinson and Karen Ivester's bodies were later found. Elwood was an Ohio native who worked as a cab driver, and he had been spotted with Lewis several times before her death. A year after the discovery of Lewis's body, Elwood was found near the crime scene in a somewhat undressed state, and when questioned, he said that he was in this remote area to dispose of used oil from his cab, but no oil change equipment was found in his vehicle. In August of '99, Elwood was sentenced to life in prison for Lewis's murder. Given these details, it's understandable why many articles point to Elwood as the probable serial killer Clay. However, the reality isn't that straightforward. Elwood was arrested on August 4th, 1997 on drug charges and was incarcerated for almost 3 months. If you remember, Clay, the supposed serial killer, called onto Stern's show on August 13th, '97, over a week after Elwood was imprisoned. It's highly unlikely that Elwood could have made a prolonged call to the Howard Stern show from jail. Additionally, those who have listened to the recordings of Elwood's voice insist there are no acoustic similarities between the two. Adding to the confusion, Baton Rouge, possibly the town referred to by Clay, is over 80 miles from New Orleans, where the majority of the bodies were discovered. While Clay never specifically mentioned Baton Rouge, the discrepancy is noteworthy. Furthermore, Clay claimed his preferred method of murder was bludgeoning victims with a hammer, but none of the New Orleans sex workers in question were killed in this manner. Most were either drowned forcibly or strangled. Elwood, on the other hand, typically drugged his victims to the point of overdose and left them face down in the shallow bodies of water. Despite the inconsistencies suggesting that Clay might not have been Elwood, there's still a significant chance that the caller was genuine. In 1998, Sheriff Harry Lee of Jefferson Parish reported that the New Orleans Task Force never viewed the serial killings as the work of a single person. In fact, 3 other sheriffs from the now defunct task force revealed that at least 4 suspects were under scrutiny. Could Clay have been one of them? As of now, Clay's true identity remains a mystery.